forgive me for the audio quality of the microphone cable I'm using plugged into my iPhone, both the video and the microphone. It's just what it is. So, with that said, enjoy the video, guys. And cheers.
We got a party to go to tonight.
Heaven will be
back again. This is just essentially going to be a follow-up video to the video that I made regarding those two SMSL VMV A1 Pro amplifiers. I'm going to turn some lights on. This is just usually how I listen to music in here. I can change the lighting with this thing here. Kind of cool, right? Whatever. It's just gimmicky, but nice, right? You can change the mood, whatever you feel. But for the sake of the video here, I'm just going to switch these on here so we can get a little bit better light. Let's just adjust that. There we go. That should be good. Yeah, so this is more so just a system tour and a little shooting the shit, if you will, about my audio system and my setup and how I enjoy music. And this is in no way a judgment of all systems or judgment of your personal system, and this is not a personal attack on individuals that have an opinion, because frankly, nobody cares, okay? Yeah, so I'm not a YouTuber, not a not a audio reviewer of any type. I had just made a quick video regarding these two amplifiers, the VMV A1 Pro by SMSL. I love them. I think they're fantastic, and I just kind of wanted to, in response to some of the questions that I had online, respond with essentially just talking quickly about my front end and a little bit more about my room. So we'll start with the room. Essentially, I bought this home with an unfinished basement, and my whole goal was to build an audio listening room from ground up. Not too many opportunities I'm going to have in life in order to be able to do that. So I said, now's the time. So essentially, I started with the walls and how I wanted to lay out my sound system. Double ply, very, very thick drywall, but behind that is sound deadening material all throughout, in the ceilings as well, so that my family don't hear me when I'm playing my music at level. Obviously, yeah, I got lighting in, which is adjustable, but again, I only use that to, when I'm adjusting things, changing things out. Typically, I'll just have those lights off, and I can use my ambient lighting that I've set up around the room strategically to give me peace of mind and enjoyment of listening. From the room, the double ply drywall with sound deadening behind had this. There's a pipe laid behind there for drainage. I figured I didn't want this to become its own subwoofer, so I got this sound deadened, and then I had my contractors just build in some vinyl storage for me, which just made sense because the dimensions of the room kind of leave me. It's odd. It's an odd room setup. But made it work as best I can with the MoFi source point 10s sitting as they are. I don't know, 2.5 feet from the wall. That's just kind of what sounds best in this room. The length and dimensions, it doesn't matter. Nobody is going to try and duplicate my room, so that doesn't matter. Point being, I got carpet because I did want to control the sonics somewhat. And then I got some acoustic treatment just at the, points of reflection that just makes sense. Some people might do the ceiling. That's up to you, whatever. There is not a lot of reverb right now in this room, but the room also isn't dead, so it just makes sense. Moving on to the front end, for vinyl, I have a project turntable, and a separate speed controller for it. And I have a HANA SL cartridge that is just lovely. I believe this is a low output cartridge. And from there, I have it going into this phono box RS, which is fully adjustable and also unbalanced and balanced in and out, which is very nice, so kind of future-proof. Further, I have an external power supply for that phono stage. I did have the matching project, but I went through 3 units and all of them failed on me, which is crazy. So yeah, I just found this on eBay. That is a matching power supply for that, and it has been solid, bulletproof for the whole time. Using iFi Supernova cables, and moving down to the digital end, I have a Musician Pegasus 2 DAC that you guys can go and read about or whatever. From feeding the DAC, I have a Eversolo, what we got going on here, there we go, an Eversolo DMP A8 acting as my music server. I've also upgraded to a SSD hard drive for expanded storage in there for my digital files. And then I'm using a Musician Audio Monceros preamplifier. And this is going, actually I just have, whatever, RCA, XLR, but for me I'm just using XLR because I have the cable. So XLR from here to here, actually it's I2 squared S, from this into the DAC. From the DAC, it's XLR balanced into the preamp. From the preamp, it's XLR balanced because it's a pretty long run cable into the VMV A1 Pro in dual mono setup. Okay, loving that. Okay, this is just sounding great. I have some other toys. I just have a little CD-ROM so I can rip my old CDs into there. Sounds actually pretty good. And I have a tube buffer that I can use, but that's just RCA in and out. So if I ever do go unbalanced from the DAC to that, or from the preamp to that, I can put that in line and get a little tube sound, which is fun to play with. And that is also running XLR into my preamp. I just have a Audio Quest Power Quest 303 acting as a filter and more so a system protection device. And then in terms of power, as I was building the room, I wanted all of my outlets isolated from one another. So I told my electrician what my goals were, and he understood and did it to perfection. So basically, through my fuse box, which is close, we upgraded that because I have an EV, which we needed a little bit more power coming from there. So we updated that. And then essentially, all of the power receptacles that I have are isolated from each other. This is 20 amp isolation, 20 amp isolation, 15 amp. All my 15 amps are separate from every other, so that when you're turning on a light or a fan or something, you're not going to be hearing popping coming from the sound system because of interference and cross-mogenation of the electronics. That's a real word. Read a book. And this is also a 20 amp, so I have my filter, which everything here on the front end is plugged into, and then I am using a, what is that? That's a PS Audio AC12 cable that's plugging into the filter, and then I have some iFi power cables, which are, these are the Supernova with the built-in filtration system. You're gonna hear people complaining online. Don't care about your opinion. These are great cables. They're pliable, well-built, and make the system function at peak performance. Coming back over to these amps, which you guys have already seen, I am running the iFi Super Quasar cables. Again, dual mono amps, so I got matching cables going into their own 20 amp isolated sockets. So no matter what amplifiers I plug into these sockets are going to be able to provide all the power that is needed and isolated clean power. So that In terms of speaker cables, I am using the Audio Quest Oak with the DBS system on it, the 72 volt, which is, yeah. Oh, let's see what's happening. Why is it? Oh no, that was just a bad press. Okay. Anyways, yeah, so got those. And in terms of just keeping things looking nice, I just have these, whatever, footers, stands, whatever you want to call it, speaker or cable risers, just to keep things off the floor, make it look nice and clean. Very easy to clean as well. I can get my vacuum underneath there. But more than any of that, it just looks nice. There were some commenters online. Man, I don't know where people find the time or why they're such bitch motherfuckers talking about, oh, why do you have these cable? I'm sure it makes things sound better. Dude, first of all, my money, my build, my house, my system, my understanding of physics has nothing to do with you. I wasn't making any grand statement about how anything makes my system sound. I was specifically talking about my experience with these two amplifiers, and they sound great in my system with how my system is set up and the build that I have. My God, some people took it personally. Like I walk up to their mother's house, knocked on the door, she answers it, and I punch her square in the lower lip with my sound system. Yeah, that didn't happen. So I don't know why these people are taking such offense. I like my system to look a certain way, and I will buy and build my system to satisfy my enjoyment, not just sonically, but visually. So, anyone who's taking offense, like, honestly, get a life. Like, do something else, right? I'm not a YouTuber. I have, 26 subscribers? So I'm never going to be famous off of YouTube. So I can essentially say and speak my mind as to how and what I want to do with my sound system. In terms of my vinyl setup, I found this stand on Amazon, and I think it's meant for books, but I said, you know what, I think I can make vinyl work on there, and I just, screwed it into the wall and got my vinyl in there. Not too much, but yeah, and then there's a little bit of storage down here for your incidentals. So I got, different little cable connections, little nicks and knacks, some cables here, hard drive so I can transfer digital files that I purchased off of HD Tracks and transfer over to my Eversolo DMP A8. What else do we got? Yeah, a little storage here for some more vinyl. I'm using some isoacoustic feet for my MoFi Source Points 10s. Man, one dude, if you guys have time and you want to go read some of the comments that I got, one dude was so upset that, I'm using these speakers because they have no bass. Dude, first of all, listen, I don't give a goddamn about your dusty ass system, okay? It doesn't matter. My shit is right and on point. I've done it right. And when you do things right, things sound right. As I said in the video, which I want to recant, I said there's 1,000 ways to do things right. There is an infinite amount of ways to do things right. And choose one of them, run with it, and enjoy your system. That's essentially what I've done. And isolating your power, having well-made cables to run all of your transmission, having good front-end source, you can do this in so many different ways, and having solid, well-built amplifiers to push out to well-built speakers. It's gonna sound amazing. If you've also, treated your room, built your room to spec, spec meaning how you want it, to your understanding and to your liking, there's very few amps that you're gonna put in here and that are gonna sound bad. I don't care if it's a $500 amp up to a $20,000 amplifier or higher. Anything you put into this room is gonna sound fantastic when you take the time to set it up correctly. That's just what it is. In most of your guys' listening rooms, anything you put in there is gonna sound fantastic. Is it the best? Listen, whose wife is the most beautiful? Whose child is the smartest? Whose car is the fastest or the cleanest? It doesn't matter. That's all subjective. Don't fight physics and you get good audio. So just basic. Read a physics book. Read an acoustic physics book if you want. You want to get technical with it. But it doesn't matter. Listen, take your time, enjoy your system, build it as you please, make it look as you please, and you know what you get? sonic bliss, enjoyment. It doesn't matter the cost. It doesn't matter your budget. Okay, we all have different capabilities. We have different allotments of cash to spend on a hobby that we enjoy. So, you know, some type of thought needs to be given to that scenario by the people that are leaving these little bitch-ass comments, okay? Talking like pink farts. Well, at 8 ohms, only 50 watts can come out of the... Shut up! Just shut up! Nobody cares. Okay? Doesn't matter. The system sounds amazing. You guys can build amazing sounding systems. You don't have to break the bank. You just have to have some know-how. The fun part is doing the research, learning, trial and error, and have some fun with it. This is my system as it stands. I'm probably not going to make another video. Again, I'm not a YouTuber. Nobody is going to send me equipment to review in this perfectly tuned room. Ha! Okay. Yeah, guys, this is just a fun video, me speaking my mind, because it doesn't matter. It really doesn't. But for those of you that care, you care. We know who we are. We know why we care. And yeah, happy listening. Build your systems the way you want. Don't listen to these online keyboard warriors, okay? That just haven't figured out satisfaction for themselves. Because if you do know satisfaction, I'll tell you what you don't do. You don't go pointing out what you think is a weak point in other people's satisfaction. Ah, gotcha, bitch. Now, listen. Enjoy your time. Enjoy your lives. It's a crazy world out there. Stay healthy. Stay happy. Stay listening. And if you guys have any positive comments, leave them. Negative comments, leave them too, because I won't delete them. I will respond in kind and make you feel bad about yourself. Because if you do leave a negative comment, this is not an attack on anybody or anybody else's system. But if you come in attacking me, yeah, I'm gonna leave some for you too. We're gonna have a little fun with it all night. Bring it, okay? Because on my downtime, okay, I just finished cutting the lawn, or I'm waxing my ride, vacuuming my house, picking up my son, going to baseball. In the downtime, I can have a little fun responding to the haters, to the people that love and people that are just enjoying. Leave a comment. I will respond in kind as well, because honestly, guys, this video probably isn't going to get as many views as my last. That, I think I just hit an algorithm and went into an audio file, you know, blow up, where my video kind of got a lot of views. But you know, this one might not. Doesn't even matter. I'm not making any money off of this. This is me just having some fun. So guys, again, have fun listening. Build your systems. Leave a comment. Leave a like. You don't have to subscribe, because I'm not gonna really review anything else. So yeah, cheers, guys. Stay safe. Easy.